You're watching E.T.N, where we don't do news, we just talk entertainment. Share and subscribe.
Hey guys, welcome to Entertainment Talk Nation. This is Rob. This video, we're going to talk some Walking Dead Season 5. I know it's been almost 2 weeks since I've done a video. Didn't do one last week. And actually, no, the week before that, I did one. So it's been a week since I did a Walking Dead video. I like to try and at least do one a week for this part of the year. And then, like I said, as we get closer to the season opening, I start increasing the number of Walking Dead videos I do. So they're going to start filming in May, and recently Scott Gimple had an interview with Larry King and more or less was hinting at the fact that we may not see a major death, which to me wouldn't be too surprising. There's still a lot of story to tell for some of the newer characters, and even if they're not considered major characters, if they're going to be part of the group, they have to have a story, I think, unless they're going to be served as zombie fodder, and that's it. Now, not having a major death doesn't mean you won't have death. Someone like, for example, Tara is not a major character, so if she dies, that wouldn't be such a big surprise to me. But people like, Rick, Carl, Maggie, Michonne, Glenn, characters like that, those are what I consider right now the major characters. Not leaving out Daryl, of course. And those are the kind of characters I don't expect to see die. I personally don't consider Tyrese a major character, but I don't consider him fodder either. I mean, he's kind of like in that in-between stage. Sasha I don't consider major, so she could go. Bobby, he kind of looks like he was headed in that direction of being a major character, but we'll have to wait and see. But, I mean, no major deaths. It's not... I like it. If they go this season without killing anyone, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I like the fact that you could almost predict at some point that either a season finale or a mid-season finale would have some sort of death or major event or something, but primarily the death. And now it'll be nice to get a final episode, much like we did in season 4, where there's not a major death. Just things happen. I mean, if you want to consider, what Rick did to Joe, Joe wasn't a major character, so that's not a major death, although it was a shocking one. And even this season, the deaths were very well played. I mean, Herschel was a major death. We all know that. And I consider him a major character, even though he wasn't out there shooting guns and swinging swords. He played a very pivotal role in terms of not only being an emotional rock for Rick, but also obviously being a caretaker. And that's something that I think up until he died, people kind of really, underestimated. And then now that he's not there, you see how much he's missed. He's so missed. So, if they, and again, I don't always take what these creators say, to heart. You still got to take it with a grain of salt because their job is to provide a show where, at the point where you're watching it, you don't know anything about it prior to that. And so it's easy for them to go out and throw curveballs. You know what I mean? Now, The Walking Dead is kind of funny because a lot of things have happened in Season 4 and prior seasons where things leak and they actually come to pass. So I don't know how good they are at keeping things hatched up. But, do I think he's telling the truth? I think he's telling the truth to a certain extent. Because he's not saying there won't be any deaths, there's just not going to be any major ones. So like I said, someone like Tara is a prime example of someone who could die that's not considered a major death. But we'll have to see. The other thing he spoke about was, in the interview with Larry King, was with Daryl. Daryl, whether or not he's going to have a love interest. And a lot of people speculated during Season 4, when he spent a lot of time with Beth, whether or not something would come of that. And some people were grossed out, but, Beth's character in the show is like 18 or 19. I would assume Daryl's got to be like 27, 28 on the show. I don't know how old Norman Reedus really is, but that's just a guess of how old his character is being portrayed. It wouldn't be outside of the realm of possibility, and is more likely in a zombie apocalypse than anything else. Where, let's face it, there's slim pickings. You know what I mean? So, but I like, he was saying something along the lines of, I think he does find some romance, kind of hinting that it's a possibility. How would that change how people view Daryl, though? I mean, would it be so bad for him to have some sort of romance? I mean, a lot of people have been wanting him to hook up with Carol. We know Carol's going to be back in the fold pretty soon. Yeah, and Daryl's already with them, so maybe people get what they want finally? I don't know. We'll see. But Scott Gimple did say on the show that he knows for a fact that he has family love. Like he looks at the group as his family. So there is a chance he could find some romance. We'll see what happens. But, it's very exciting because they're going to be shooting in May. That's in a couple of days. I'm sure once mid-May to late May hits, we're going to start hearing a lot more news and a lot more things about The Walking Dead. I'm sure character castings are going to be coming soon. And another thing they mentioned was it sounds like Terminus will be 8 episodes. It does sound like, and that's not confirmed. Again, he hints, and there's been some speculative talk on the internet, but it looks like they might be gearing Terminus for a first half of the season, and then the second half of them traveling to Washington, D.C. So very interesting stuff. Very excited for Season 5. There's a lot of good stuff that hold me over till Season 5 comes. I still got Game of Thrones I'm watching. After that, I love to watch Falling Skies. But we'll have to see. I love Walking Dead. It's great to see that they're going to be not relying on major deaths to make the show either shock value or just to try and enhance it and make people watch it. I don't think you need a major death all the time. It's if it fits the story well, great, and that's one of the things you mentioned. But if they go the season without killing somebody major, I think that'll be great, and that'll also kind of put to rest the whole Maggie death predictions. I mean, even myself, I thought that the whole picture thing was kind of a foreshadowing of maybe her future demise, and it still could be, again, but we'll have to see. Anyway, guys, this is Rob signing off for E.T.N, where we don't do news, we just talk entertainment. Take it easy.
Thank you for watching E.T.N. Don't forget to subscribe and join the Nation Facebook page.